welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Legit Matters, the one and only your favorite host, Big Feature. Yeah, give them. They will hear one. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and drop a comment, man. Straight to the matter on Legit Matters. We're talking about the state of freedom of speech in this world right now. Can a brother say something? Can't somebody say something from this mouth that God gave him? Where is the code of freedom of speech? People keep saying there's freedom of speech, there's freedom of speech. But man, what I can tell you right now, there's no freedom of speech in this world right now. Anything you say and you say it wrongly, you might get cancelled. And people are so scared of getting cancelled. This is limiting the creativity in this world. This is limiting people going to the moon, going to places, taking things to the next level because of this, because of being cancelled, because of the fear of being cancelled. Not too long ago, Kanye West has been on a rant saying so many things against the culture, against the black race, against the powers, the people who are running this business of entertainment and behind the scenes. He went on Drink Champs and said whole lots of stuffs concerning the people who run Hollywood, the people who run America, the people who run the blacks, that blacks don't own their culture. Their culture has been owned by these big white corporations, these big tech corporations, these big white people, the big conglomerates, which is consisted of most of these billionaires out there, which are whites, Jewish people, and all this kind of people out there. Kanye West is a real Christian. He's a true believer. Matter of fact, 100% of what he says, sometimes I'm in support of 100% whatever he says. But most of the time, what he says is to the left. Sometimes I don't agree with everything he says, but for the most part, he's one of my favorite rappers out there, one of my favorite creatives, one of my favorite designers, one of my favorite people out there, because he's not scared to speak. He's not scared to open his mouth to say something that is going to change the world, something that is going to impact the youths. I dare you to open your mouth and say something against the LGBTQ people, and you're going to see how you're going to get cancelled. I dare you open your mouth and say something against these people who run the world. You're going to get cancelled. Your whatever you're going to do is going to get blocked, because they are the people who run the world. Because who? Satan and his cohorts are the people who run the world. So Kanye West went on Drake Champs and he was saying whole lots of facts, big facts, legit matters, man, serious matters, and the thing did touch most of these people. And there was a rant on the internet, rant on Twitter, and black Twitter went crazy. Matter of fact, Kanye West already had a black backlash when he did the all White Lives Matter t-shirt with Candace Owens. He already had a backlash from McMill, Kanye West. Sorry, my bad. He already had a backlash from McMill, P. Diddy, aka Diddy, McMill, Pussy Badass, and a whole lot of people out there. Most of these big names, they were against. Even Rosenberg is a strong hater of Kanye West. And matter of fact, all these people came at Kanye West so strong, telling him you are a disgrace to the black community, you are a disgrace to whatever we stand for, you are a disgrace to the Black Lives Matter movement, because you are being controlled by some of these white people. Just because you get married to a white lady doesn't make you a white person, or just because you're in affiliation with some of these big white people like Elon Musk and all those people who run the world doesn't make you a white person. You have to support your black race, and you have to be in alignment and in accordance with whatever they pursue. Matter of fact, for that situation, I'm a little bit 50-50 on both sides. There's freedom of speech, there's creativity right there. But you cannot say people don't have the right to say whatever they want to say, because when you start restricting people from saying what they want to say, that's how you get to control people. That's how you get to control the narratives. And I'll tell you how powerful these people in the authorities, how powerful these white people are. Matter of fact, when Kanye West went on Drink Champs to do his podcast, when he went there, he told them, if I'm going to get stopped, if I'm going to get restricted from saying whatever I want to say, I'm not going to do this podcast the way I want to do it. I might just walk off. I might just have a 15 minutes podcast with you people, because if I'm not going to be allowed to say whatever I want to say, there's no need for me doing the podcast. And Nori said, oh, you go ahead, you have freedom of speech. This podcast is made for people who want to talk. We don't restrict anything on this podcast. Whatever you say, we don't edit it. It goes out just like that. We send it to you raw. But when the 3 hours and some minutes clip video or whatever, when the 3 hours podcast was posted on the internet, on YouTube, and yeah, matter of fact, on YouTube basically, and a little clips on other platforms, there was serious backlash on Drink Champs. There was serious backlash on Nori for allowing such a knucklehead like Kanye West to come on this platform to come and say bullshit and say rubbish and say things that is going to cause agitation and cause discomfort to most of the people, the Jewish people and all the people he was talking about. So Noriega, aka Nori, who was one of the hosts of Drink Champs and one of the creators of Drink Champs, he didn't have an option than to back down and fold like a file, fold up, man, like a folder, and he had to come outside and make a confession and make a plea and beg for forgiveness. I'm so sorry for allowing Kanye West to come on my platform. Matter of fact, this is what is going to make Drink Champs not going to be very, very interesting like before, because the reason Drink Champs is one of the best podcasts out there for the hip hop community, because they don't edit their podcasts, they don't edit whatever people say, unlike other podcasts on other media outlets. Whatever you say, if you say the wrong things, they are going to chop it off and cut it off and just put the ones that's pleasant for the people to listen to. But Drink Champs, they just pour out everything you see on the internet, everything you see on the podcast, they just let it out on the internet. That's why their podcast is really long, usually 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, very, very long podcast, because you're allowed to say whatever you want to say. So with that in mind, the podcast was going places and people loved the podcast. Matter of fact, it started having traction and people were running and clicking and subscribing to Drink Champs. Matter of fact, Drink Champs is owned by DJ EFN and Nori. They are the original creators of Drink Champs. But one of the angel investors, Pop Daddy Ake, who owns Revolt, bought into the company. I guess he has a percentage of Drink Champs, and he's one of the people who is supporting Drink Champs. He's one of the people who is the anchors of Drink Champs, who puts Drink Champs on his Revolt platform. He pays them and he does deals with them. So Drink Champs, Nori said when the podcast came out on the internet, Pop Daddy called him and said, "You're a disgrace. Why did you do that? Why did you have to bring Kanye West on this show? Why did you have to allow Kanye West to say the things he said on the podcast?" Later on, he said, no, we embrace freedom of speech. We embrace free thinking. There was so much backlash on Nori. There was so much backlash on Kanye West. There was so much backlash because what? The truth is bitter. People don't want to hear the truth. Whenever you say something that is very sensible and something that is very important, they are going to cancel you on the internet. They're going to cancel you online. You're going to have so much backlash because the truth hurts and people don't want to hear the truth. People just want a narrative, and people are so people just sheepishly follow whatever people are following. Everybody's just coming at Kanye West. Most people have not even gone online or even taken the time to digest whatever he says or all the 3 hours podcast he did. Most people have not even got the time to even listen to whatever he says, but they're just following people to give him threats, backlash, and all that one. So where is the freedom of speech in the media now? Where is the freedom of whatever free thinking or whatever you want to say? People don't want people to go forward in this life. People don't want people to say what they want to say. And when they control your narrative, when they control your speech, whenever they control what you want to say, they are going to put you in a hole. They are not going to. They don't want people to know the secrets of what's going on in the music industry. They don't want people to know what's going on in the world. They don't want people to know the secrets behind these closed doors, because there are levels to this very. You know what I'm talking about? There are levels to all this whole issue that is going on in the world. Stages and layers upon layers upon layers. And before you reach that stratosphere, before you reach that level, you really need you really need to cross some paths. You really need to fold. You need to compromise your status and your morals for you to get to where you want to get. So matter of fact, I'm trying to tell you right now, freedom of speech is coming to an end. There's going to come a time in which the moment you say something on the internet that doesn't apply or conform to whatever they want you to say, they are going to delete your account, delete your channel, delete your Instagram, your Facebook, delete your whatever, because your page or whatever you're transmitting from, because they're the one who owns all these platforms. That's how they control the world. That's how they make sure everybody is in alignment. So with all that pressure, the whole 3 hours podcast that was let out, that was put on the internet by Drink Champs, they had to take it down. And they said from now onwards they are going to edit all the content they put on the internet. How is that going to be fun? How is that going to be very enjoyable? Because they are going to give you a scripted show, a scripted podcast, a very well coordinated, edited, and you are not going to get a raw out of it, because it's that baby I like raw that people likes it, man. People like that rawness from that podcast. So them not saying is going to edit a whole podcast, edit everything that comes on henceforth is going to make Drink Champs go down from 100 to 0. Man, that's bad business. That's bad for Drink Champs. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and drop your comments. What do you feel that is it good for them to edit their podcast? Is it good for people, for others to always edit whatever they want to say, be conscious of whatever they say, or allow people to have freedom of speech, people to have freedom of their own opinion, freedom of whatever they want to say? Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your comments. Signing out, au revoir, leaving you with peace and love.